He's changing the battery on the recorder.
Oh, yes.
If you're old enough to remember your TV screen, technical difficulties, please stand by.
So, Tristan,
It shows it's fully charged.
so I won't be included in roll call.
What's a VCO?
I'll redo roll call after when you're sworn in.
Set the clock on the VCU.
So skip the roll call.
Okay, we're ready.
And just go right to agenda item number 2.
No, just start the meeting as normal, and then we'll redo roll call after.
We'll do 2 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna open our public meeting. Agenda item number 1, do roll call.
Edward Ulrich,
Here, nothing to disclose.
Crystal Matson,
President, nothing to disclose.
Stuart Ward,
No, Stuart.
oh
Skip
sorry,
Stuart.
I'm not here.
Molly Bannock,
Here, no conflicts.
Chad Selenite.
Present, no conflict. Okay, agenda item number 2, preliminary business, clarification and approval.
Paul Johnson, Planning Director. Welcome, Council. Agenda item number 6, airstrip CUP has been withdrawn, and we would like to add an item C when we get there, after the swearing of council member Ward. We will do a general review of new staff reporting format, public hearing sign-in sheets, etc. for testimony. A couple of other items that Tristan would just like to make you aware of prior to moving into our public hearing.
I move that we approve the agenda
As amended.
as amended with number 6 out.
I'll second that.
Do we have a second?
I second.
You seconded it? And all in favor? Aye. Okay. So we are to B, swear in council members, Stuart Ward.
That's you.
I always find that an interesting word, swear. My father dad told me not to swear. So first of all, I want to extend my gratitude for each one of you.
I've always wanted to do this. Name and address, please.
Is this for the record? I'm Commissioner Kidboy. I live in the Bannock County courthouse, but I'm not sure you need to know where I live. There ain't enough people know where I live, so. Anyway, I find it interesting as we do get appeals and we get hearings. Believe me, we do read. It's painfully tough sometimes to read pages after pages, but I appreciate your engagement. I appreciate your due diligence as you question and whatever, and they're not easy discovery. And so you're going to make somebody irritated, probably whatever you do, but I just wanted, on behalf of me and the commissioners, to thank you for what you do, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And hopefully you can all sleep every night like I do, fitfully, yeah? So anyway, with that, Stuart, are you sure you want to do this? I'll give you one last chance to.
I did ask for it, so.
Okay, and that is noted that it was requested by you to actually go ahead and meet up with, under legal counsel, it said it was okay. We didn't really need to interview or post that again, so thank you for doing that. So with that, I am not going to, you're fine right there, but I am not going to read this because you can read that and then I will verify it. So I always find it interesting that you have to follow what I say, and I'm going, no, you're capable of reading that with your name. So if you want to stand up and put your right hand to the square.
Okay, I, Stuart Ward, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of this state, and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Planning and Development Council Member according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Okay, and you all witnessed that he attested to that. So with that, I'll be glad to sign that and appoint you on the Planning and Zoning.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna use 15.
Yep. Do we need to now vote him in again as the chair?
You can,
Because he was like released for a number of hours.
yeah,
You want me to do that?
we have to, we're gonna note that she signed it, and she saw that.
We'll do a roll call
And
and
the day
then we'll
is
quickly do,
That again.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, good catch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay, we need to do another roll call. Okay, we'll have a roll call.
Okay, Edward Ulrich,
Here, nothing to disclose.
Crystal Mattson,
Here, no conflict.
Molly Dimick,
Here, no conflicts.
Chad Selenite,
Present, no conflict.
Stuart Ward.
Present, I will make you aware that I do know the applicant on agenda item number 7. But my relationship with the applicant does not affect my decision tonight.
Good there. We need to have a vote for Stuart. I nominate Stuart for chair.
I'll second that nomination. You were released from it.
So we have a second.
Taking a vacation from us.
Yep. Then vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. All right,
Item C.
Tristan.
Yes, Tristan Borquin, Assistant Planning Director. I'm sure you guys noticed when you reviewed the packet, we did update the staff reports. I cannot take the credit. Stuart suggested some changes to the way we do staff reports. So we worked on that this last time, trying to make it a little bit easier for you guys to see what we're giving appropriate information, not too much information, not too little information. So just give us feedback as you see them, anything that you like, anything you don't like, we can always amend that. One of the bigger changes is we did add the motions into the staff report. They're the last page of the staff report so that you don't have to keep scrolling and trying to find that exhibit. And then the other thing is we did change how we do the public sign-up sheets. This will be more for Stuart and Chad when you're taking over for him when he's gone. Instead of having a sheet per person, we just have a sheet per item, per agenda item, and that way you guys aren't trying to figure out how many sheets go to which item. So, and I think that's everything.
One thing on the new format that I noticed, and it's easily added, but just a description first on the first page.
Okay,
Because I was, kind of going through it, and I'm like, okay, what's the description? I mean, these are pretty simple topics tonight, but just maybe some thought there. I don't know if anybody else
Perfect.
noticed that. Okay.
So, I'll say, I think as a first go at this is much better in my opinion. So, thank you. It's very, very clear. But Chad, are you talking like the requested background be moved up so that it's like the first item?
Yeah, so I think that's how it was before, so it was always that way, so you at least have an idea of what the agenda is, and then you go through the approval or the recommendations.
have the
It's just-
request and
Instead of,
background
yeah,
first.
instead of the recommendations first, and then the background, so.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, awesome, thank you. Anything else?
I think that's it.
Okay. We'll move on to agenda item number 3 then, approval of minutes. We've got our January 21st and our February 18th minutes to approve tonight.
The January ones are pretty long, but I haven't seen anything that really stood out to me on that one. And then on the February 18th one, same thing, nothing stood out that was blaring to me on those minutes.
Likewise, I just scanned through it quickly, but I didn't notice anything. out of place.
So I'll motion that we approve the minutes as recorded,
Both A and B.
both January and February.
Okay.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Okay. Move on to public hearing. I don't have my paper tonight.
Which one do you need?
That I need to read out loud.
Oh, it's in the book.
Mine coming in, so our huge audience knows what's coming.
I thought you'd have this memorized by now.
Yeah.
I can't remember my dog's name. Okay, so before we open the public hearings, I will read this, so everyone is on the same page. We do have 3 public hearing items tonight, so. This is a scheduled meeting of the Bannock County Planning and Development Council. The Planning Council serves in both a decision-making capacity and advisory capacity to the Board of County Commissioners. Any decisions made by the Planning Council this evening may be appealed to the County Commissioners within 10 days of the decision. Please contact Planning and Development Services prior to the 10-day deadline for detailed instructions for filing an appeal. So our hearing process, or procedures will go as follows. A presentation will be made by the applicant with a time limit of 6 minutes. Staff will present their staff report with no time limit. Public testimony is then given in favor, neutral, and against the proposal. The applicant may rebut their arguments offered by the opposition with a time limit of 6 minutes. Planning and Development Council then discusses the hearing subject. They may direct questions to staff, applicant, and the audience during the stage of the hearing process. Hearing is then closed to oral testimony from the applicant and the audience, and the hearing process is concluded and deliberations will begin. Rules and procedures for public comment will go as follows. The hearing is for public comment and is not question and answer session. Everyone shall exhibit respectful behavior. There shall be no booing, hissing, or cheering. Anyone deemed unruly will be escorted out of the building. A sign-up sheet must be filled out to give oral testimony, which you have those, or are they out in the hallway?
They're still in the hallway, I'll go in a minute.
Only one person may speak at a time and must be recognized by the chairman before speaking. Time cannot be gifted to another person, and you will be given a time limit of 30 minutes. Before you begin your comments, please state your name and address for the record. If you're here tonight and you're angry, that's okay. Please don't take your anger out on the council members. We're charged by law to keep a clear record of the proceedings, consider factual testimony, and uphold county and state rules and regulations. Thank you for your courtesy to us and others as we move through this process. Is there anybody that does not understand what I just read? Everybody's good? Thank you. Okay.
Okay, really quick before we open, we don't have anybody signed up. Is there somebody that can do? Yeah.
There's 3 different items in
Yeah,
there.
would,
Got it.
All right. Okay, so do we have a motion to open the public hearing?
Motion to open public
I'll
hearing.
second that.
Motion is second, all in favor? All right. First public hearing item is agenda item number 4. It's a variance from section 327, building bulk and placement standards. Crystal Shanda requests a variance for riparian area setback from 100 feet to 30 feet to build a single-family residence and retaining wall. Affected property is labeled as parcel RPR 422-500-1107. It's currently unaddressed. And this will be a decision tonight. So, I guess we need to track time for
I can do that.
that. Okay. All right.
It's actually Crystal Firewall now, with AE Engineering Surveying, 845 West Center, Pocatello, Idaho. I have a map that shows a little bit bigger of the plan and the contours. Can I have permission to hand these out? Thank you for your time and consideration. I'm here to respectfully request a variance to the Bannock County zoning ordinance to reduce the riparian setback from 100 feet to 300 feet in order to construct a single-family residence and associated retaining wall.
30 feet, right? I think you said 300 feet.
100 to 30.
30, that is.
This request is, it says 30 on there. This request is made lightly due to a unique topography of the property, including steep slopes and limited buildable area. There is no reasonable alternative location that would allow development while still meeting the other applicable county requirements. Maintaining the full 100-foot setback creates conflicts with driveway grade and length limitations, septic system placement, and safe site access. Additionally, building further from the riparian area would result in significantly greater land disturbance. As proposed, the total disturbed area would be approximately 0.4 acres, whereas shifting the structure to meet the 100-foot setback would increase disturbance to roughly 1.3 acres. The proposed location minimizes grading, reduces overall site impact, and allows for a more controlled and stable construction through the use of retaining wall. Meeting the 100-foot setback would also require a driveway exceeding allowable slope limits, resulting in additional grading and disturbance. As distance from the riparian area increases, slopes become steeper and further constrain the ability to develop safely and reasonably. From a safety standpoint, the proposed location improves fire mitigation by allowing defensible space and better emergency access. Finally, the selected site helps preserve the natural meadow area which is actively used by local wildlife, including deer. By concentrating development within a smaller, more suitable footprint, overall habitat disruption is reduced. In summary, this request meets the intent of the variance criteria under section 540. The hardship is driven by property's physical characteristics and not by personal preference. And the proposal represents the least impactful and most practical approach to developing the parcel. Thank you, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
10-foot contours.
Oh, they're not labeled. I believe so, yes.
That would be what's consistent to the application.
Shannon, are those 2-foot contours?
I believe they're 10 foot. You just asked me, whatever the same, they are the same as the original application that actually has them labeled.
It looks like they're 10-foot based on page 46.
Thank you.
Any questions?
No, me. No, me neither. Looks like it just gets real steep any farther.
Have you seen the recommended conditions by staff?
I have not seen those. I imagine that they are erosion control, which we will follow to the letter.
Primarily, should we read those real quick?
Yeah, if you wanna read them, you can.
1, the dwelling and retaining wall shall be located no closer than 30 feet from the top of the creek bank. 2, the area between the structure and the creek shall remain in a natural vegetated state. No removal of existing native vegetation within the 30-foot setback will be allowed. 3, the property owner shall implement permanent stormwater management measures such as swales, infiltration areas, or other improvements to ensure that runoff from the residence does not discharge directly into the creek or cause erosion. 4, the variance applies only to the dwelling and retaining wall. No additional structures, fill, or grading shall occur within the riparian setback without separate approval. 5, the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from the DEQ, Army Corps, and Department of Lands prior to the issuance of any building permits. And 6, the retaining wall shall be engineered and constructed to prevent erosion, destabilization, or redirection of creek flows.
My only question with that would be is obviously to build the northern retaining wall, we are going to maybe have to do a little bit of excavating and rebuilding. We will limit it to what we can limit it to. Can we get that, we will just reseed that right away.
I thought the same thing, I was gonna mention that, you're gonna put a retaining wall, and you're gonna disturb the 30 foot to the,
Both sides.
it's gonna happen, you know, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
so if that one could be changed to reseeding it right away, that would be great.
Would that be the first one?
Number two,
Number 2.
you know,
So
So,
can we just state minimal disturbance and any disturbance will be revegetated?
I don't know, yeah.
Minimal, I mean, that's a pretty ambiguous term,
Yeah.
but it's whatever they gotta do in order to get that in there, right?
so I do have a question for you regarding number 4, which says the variance only applies to dwelling and retaining wall. No structures, fill, or grading shall occur within the setback without separate approval. Just so I understand your site plan, this area here is fill or some sort of
Correct.
regrading, right? Because the setback is that dashed line down there.
Correct.
Is that correct? So your site plan shows that there's some other either fill or.
That is the retaining wall that we're discussing.
The retaining
So-
wall here,
so-
but then there's all
but-
this fill that goes inside that 30 foot.
That's for the driveway, so maybe we need to add the driveway.
Okay. And that's why I just wanted to
Yeah,
clarify
no,
that,
thank you.
so.
And then would this be a water crossing that would
That's
also-
already permitted and in,
Okay.
Yeah.
thank you.
So we may need to, because it says fill, and so if that's fill for the driveway, then we would need to address that in that condition if we,
That's say number 2 condition?
number 4. Yeah, because it talks about dwelling and retaining wall only, structures, fill, or grading shall occur within the right period setback without, no additional shall happen without a separate approval.
So if we could do.
I wanna make sure that whatever they need, if we're gonna approve this,
They
structure,
have the
retaining
room that
wall,
they need to do
and,
it, yeah.
and
Right.
construction fill would be required, but other than that, there's nothing else allowed, kind of a thing. But with that, the toe of that slope is well inside the 30 foot, so I just wanna make sure that we're not
Right, yeah,
granting a variance of like 5 feet, when that 5 feet may only be for the fill of that driveway, so I just
Yeah.
wanna make sure that's clear for everybody, so we may have to reword that one when we get to it,
I have it.
this is where we get at, so. Okay, any other questions for the applicant?
On that number 2, all I did is I just crossed off the no removal and just put minimal disturbance of existing native vegetation within the 30 foot.
Stuart, will you read that out loud, please?
Yeah. If I can read your handwriting, just kidding. Construction disturbance will be allowed within the 30 foot step back. Backfill and disturbed areas will be reseeded prior to issuing a certificate of occupancy. So that would be replace number 4, is what you're saying. And 2 and 4, or
It
Or an
actually,
amendment to 2.
an amendment to 2.
Yeah.
amendment to 2. And move forward.
However, I would suggest you go through findings before.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, no other questions for that, Ken? Okay, well, thank you. All right, staff.
Annie Hughes, zoning planner. Staff would like to advise council that the property contains slopes exceeding 15%, which triggers additional development restrictions and limits feasible building opportunities.
Okay, any questions for staff? None?
No, not for me.
Okay, we'll go to public testimony. We got one person in favor, Sherilyn Berkman,
Nope.
3 minutes. Name and address, please.
My name is Sherilyn Berkman. My current address is 2888 Silverwood Place in Hillsborough. And good evening, thank you for your time. My husband Josh and I are the property owners for the variance request before you tonight. And I want to thank you for your time in reviewing our application. Crystal's covered the technical aspects. I just wanted to briefly add that we've done our best to approach this project very thoughtfully. Because of the configuration of the property and the location of the creek. There are very limited areas where a home can reasonably be placed while still working with the natural features of the site instead of fighting against them. Before pursuing a variance, we did look carefully at whether a house could be placed elsewhere while meeting the standard setback, but those options created greater disturbance or weren't workable at all given the site constraints. The location proposed in the application represents the smallest adjustment that we could come up with to allow reasonable use of the property while minimizing disturbance. And protecting the creek and its banks is and always has been an important consideration for us. You've talked about reseeding, revegetation, absolutely in favor. We are actively planting trees elsewhere on the property right now, and any trees that we take down, our goal is to plant at least one new one. So we're absolutely in favor of that. Our goal is just to build a home that's responsibly on the property while respecting the intent of the county's regulations and the character of the area. Thank you so much for your consideration. Are there any questions for me?
No? Okay. Be straightforward. Thank you very much. All right. That was everybody. Is there anything else you want to add? All right, we'll go through our discussion and findings.
I don't think there's a lot of option, just like the applicant has stated. Look at the contour of that, that's the cliff, but I think it said in the staff report up to 60% grade farther back you go, you know what I mean? So, yeah. That's kind of my take on it. Where else would you put them? Within reason. Not taking the hill part completely out of there. And then they're gonna have mudslide problems and all that kind of fun stuff. So.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this property. We did some work on the neighboring property to the east.
Gotcha.
You know, it's steep,
Yeah.
for sure. And I think, I mean, without knowing exactly where the property lines are on this map, but either way, they're requesting a variance. I think, you know, so I don't know that it's feasible one way or the other.
I think they've done a good job with Crystal to try to be the least amount invasive as possible still. So,
Right.
to me, I don't have a problem with it.
So, okay,
Stuart, will you take clarification from the applicant real quick?
yes, sorry.
Oh, thank you. I just, here on the map, where her mouse is a little bit further down, is about where the house is gonna be, so we're talking like
Further to the west, or to the left?
to the north. You can see where they've been constructing the bridge, right there.
Okay.
So then that's where it's gonna come up. So we're talking about like 1 acre piece in this 80-acre parcel.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way the creek goes through that whole thing, 100 feet puts you halfway up that slope, almost, so, okay.
And the other thing I'm thinking is that maybe consider another condition for during construction, like silt fence or something between the driveway fill and the creek. Because the conditions don't really.
Yeah, so all of that will be required as part of the building permit anyway. If you wanted to make a condition, you can, but we already.
And he does a good job,
Did
erosion control stuff. Okay.
All the,
And you will need to do.
all the BMPs on here are more like permanent, so.
Yeah.
And I think, they did mention it in their application too, that they would address erosion control, findings then? You guys good with that? Okay. Number one, the applicant has shown there is not a reasonable alternative. And
Due to the topography that's been shown to us and the limited areas to build on the property. Do we need to go any more detail than that?
Under 15% grade, maybe,
Yeah.
add it there somewhere.
well, and I think you could probably copy it straight out of what staff says.
Yeah, with the staff line.
Unique characteristics, physical characteristics including steep and rapidly increasing slopes. And placing the structure 100 feet from the riparian area would place the structure at areas sloped greater than 15%, which will add restrictions to development opportunities according to zoning ordinance section 490B2.
Awesome.
Number two, does that work with everybody, sorry?
Yep.
Okay. The variance is not in conflict with the public interest. And I think, kind of along the lines of what Molly, you were talking about with erosion, you know, the less impact they have on that slope, the less erosion potential it is, in downstream sediments. So, reducing the setback is, or may be mitigated through conditions of approval, including erosion control measures, engineered design of the retaining wall, preservation of the remaining riparian vegetation, and compliance with applicable agencies when working their waterways.
And also, no negative public comments were received.
Do you guys want Tristan to read these back to us, or are you good just talking about it? I'm good just talking about it?
Yeah, I'm good, kind of talking about it, you know?
Okay, number three, the variance, will not affect adjacent property.
It's 80 acres and
Pretty much right in the middle of it is where
Yeah, right in the
structure
middle.
would be, yeah.
the only thing that would adversely affect adjacent property would be downstream property, which we've already got a mitigation plan for any kind of round.
And, because I am familiar with the property to the east, their structures, I believe, are inside that 100-foot buffer as well.
I think we had to do that, I remember that hearing
And so,
on the
I
one
think
end of that road.
It's compatible with surrounding structures
Neighbors,
as well.
neighbor properties here.
Yeah. So,
Didn't we do one on that probably about 3-4 years ago?
okay. And the last one. If variance is not granted, the applicant will suffer undue hardship caused by the physical characteristics of the site.
Almost a copy and paste of number one.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like the applicant stated, the physical characteristics are not self-created, they're natural, so, that's a unique situation for sure.
And a unique property, which is probably why they built their house on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and staff report says, based on the topography constraints described in the application, reducing the setback from 100 to 30 feet places the structure in the only reasonably buildable portion of the parcel. So, okay. Anything else to add to those?
And then just the conditions, that's it, right?
Yeah. The six conditions?
There's 6 conditions, yeah. Amended number 2 and then changing
We
them.
want to do a motion and then the conditions?
We can do that.
Yeah.
Just do all the conditions in the motion one time.
Yeah, one time.
That works. Are you ready for the motion? Are you ready to do
Yeah,
the motion?
Everybody else is.
Yep.
This is ready.
Want me to do the motion? Sure. The motion. I'm gonna assume approval with conditions. Having reviewed the application, staff report, and all testimony presented tonight as part of the record, and based on the criteria for a variance, and having found that those criteria for approval are satisfied, I move to approve Crystal Chanda's variance request as described in the application and staff report with the following conditions. Anybody want to read them? We had an amended one, right?
Amended number 2.
Yeah.
Do you want me to read them?
Yeah, that's great.
Number 1, the dwelling and retaining wall shall be located no closer than 30 feet from the top of the creek bank. Number 2, make sure
I think you just read the end there.
the area between the structure and the creek shall remain in a natural vegetative state. Construction disturbance will be allowed within the 30-foot setback. Backfill and disturbed areas will be reseeded prior to issuing a certificate of occupancy. Number 3, the property owner shall implement permanent stormwater management measures such as swells, infiltration areas, or similar improvements to ensure that runoff from the residence does not discharge directly into the creek or cause erosion. Number 4, this variance applies, I have to reword this a little bit, applies to the dwelling, retaining wall, and driveway fill. No additional structures, fill, or grading shall occur within the riparian setback without separate approval. Does that sound right on that one?
Yeah, you go with the driveway, huh?
Okay. Number 5, the applicant shall obtain all necessary permits from Idaho Department of Water Resources, Army Corps of Engineer, and Idaho Department of Lands prior to issuance of any building permits. And number 6, the retaining wall shall be engineered and constructed to prevent erosion, bank destabilization, or redirection of creek flows. Any others we want to add?
We got a motion, we need a second, right?
Yeah.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Okay. Roll call, please.
Edward Ulrich,
Yes.
Crystal Madsen,
Yes.
Molly Dimick,
Yes.
Chad Selenite,
Yes.
Stuart Ward.
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. The next agenda item, number 5, is a subdivision concept plan for Westfield Estates Division 7. Pursuant to section 302 of the Bannock County subdivision ordinance, David Hassan proposes to subdivide approximately 6.78 acres of land into 12 buildable lots. Buildable lots would range from 0.42 to 0.6 acres in size. Subject property is RPR 3853006606, located off of West Siphon Road and North Rio Vista Road, which are county maintained roads. Development proposes to connect to City of Chubbuck water and sewer. And this is a decision. Okay. Applicant, you got a timer?
Yep.
It's still?
Yep.
TJ Jodiak, 600 East Oak Street. I don't really have anything substantial to add that's not already in the staff report, but I can answer any questions you guys have.
Okay. Do we have any questions? You sure you don't want to say anything?
It's all pretty much covered in the staff report. I would just basically be reading it.
There was a 10-foot easement that was in the other phases, and it was something it was in one of the staff reports to continue that into this phase of 7, I guess it is.
Yeah, 7. Division 7.
what I saw somewhere.
Yeah, there was mention of that, and I think it's shown on the plat, it's just not labeled, along lots 20 and 21.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
covered there, I think, but I wanted to make
Yeah,
sure
there is
that
that
that's.
easement, in fact, it's not labeled on that one, but there is that, the 10-foot easement.
So that will continue through.
Yeah, that
this-
was
On this side, right along the
Yeah.
west of there, yeah.
That would continue.
Okay. I didn't really have anything, I mean, it's just a continuation of everything else that's built out there, so.
Yeah, it's actually one of the easement's actually one of the recommendations from staff, number 8.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it just needs to be clearly worded on subsequent plats, so. You guys have any questions? No? Okay. Perfect, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, staff.
Tristan Borkwin, Assistant Planning Director. This one's pretty straightforward. This is the 7th phase, same design that we've seen on the first 6 phases. I did want to bring your attention to page 4 of the staff report, page 61 of your packet, just because this was one of the main changes to the subdivision staff reports that we did, where we actually have charts for you based on ordinance requirements and whether or not it was compliant, so that you can visually see, does this meet those ordinance requirements? This one does. They are requesting a design deviation, same as they have on all of the other ones, just to meet the city standards of 55-foot right-of-way as opposed to the 60-foot that the road and bridge manual typically requires. So I think that's it, unless you have any other questions.
No questions, but that is nice, the little graph, yeah. I want to reference that, yeah, thank you.
I do have 2 questions.
Okay.
On the recommended conditions, number 9, plat will reference dedication to the county until annexation to the city. What is this talking about there? Dedication of what?
Of the road.
Of the road?
Yes. Yeah, so until annexation occurs, the dedication of the roads will be to the county, not to the city.
So.
And I think that's a similar condition that we've had on all of the others
Couldn't
as
they
well.
just change it to dedication to the public instead of an entity? Because either way, it's the public.
Right.
Because I do know on the preliminary plat, concept plan, their note number 6 says all streets to be dedicated to city of Chubbuck for public use. So they could just change that to the public.
To the public.
And I think that, then that doesn't, there's no transfer of ownership anyway.
Right.
And so, anyways.
Yeah,
okay.
it just would automatically transfer upon annexation at that point.
Okay. And then the second question is regard to number 10.
Okay.
And just help me understand this. We have a public right of way. Why are we putting an easement inside a public right of way for an irrigation line?
That's a question I have.
Yeah.
It's not normal.
Kyle Burmester, Public Works Director. We have been kind of trying to follow along with working with some of Chubbuck's road detail. In our policy, we do not allow irrigation lines inside of the right of way. Be on the council. So 30, in our manual, it's 3060.040. All irrigation facilities except crossings shall be removed and maintained outside of the right of way. Highway ditches may not be used to convey irrigation water of any type. So we normally don't, and we've kind of missed that. I know we're quite a few phases in, but we probably have a lot of phases to go. My recommendation is to remove it out of the right of way.
And I think that's what that condition is not worded that great, but I think that's what that's supposed to say is the irrigation lines that are currently depicted in the right of way need to have an easement created, removing them from the right of way.
The last one,
Number 10, yeah.
So, okay. I have a question for,
Yeah.
I have a question for you, you come back up here for just a second, sorry. Maybe you can help me understand. The irrigation line that is to be installed, which is installed in phases 1 through 6, is that a public irrigation line? Does that make sense? Like, City of Chubbuck will take that over when annexed into the city.
No, it's a private line.
It'll stay a private line?
Yeah. That's good, all the other ones are, but yeah, there is an irrigation line that runs in that easement that's going north-south. The easement that you were talking about.
The 820 and 21?
Yeah, so there'll be an irrigation line that runs that way, but then there is ones that run in the road as well.
Inside the road?
Yeah.
Okay. So, okay, that was my question, but, and the reason I ask is because I know in other subdivisions inside Chubbuck city limits, they'll require irrigation lines and irrigation systems that the city then takes over once everything's built out. And so I didn't know if that was the case here, and if not, then what Kyle is asking for makes sense. But if it is, the city is gonna take that over, and it's gonna end up being a public utility now, then my
where-
opinion is it can stay in the road because it's now a public
Chuck
utility.
doesn't have the same rule as you do.
That was the confusion we kind of had and where it got to in the other phases, but then we kind of find that it's a private, and so in other sections of our regulations is no private but public, so it was kind of portrayed as kind of what you were thinking, and so that's why it's just being brought up now.
Okay, that was my question. Okay, so the condition, the answer to my question is that condition, not necessarily an easement inside the right of way. The irrigation line needs to be moved out of right of way and into an irrigation easement.
It can be
Or into a
inside of the
utility easement.
utility easement that's already
Just
there.
outside right of way, into a separate easement, essentially is what you're asking for, outside right of way.
Yep, into the utility easement.
Okay. That makes sense. Does that make,
So that irrigation line needs to be moved into the
15-foot.
Probably have to have one on each side.
the one that's in the road would have to
Yeah,
be moved out?
split in two and down each side.
Yeah. If it's gonna stay a private
It's
system.
already stubbed like right there. Then we'd have to-
That's, yeah,
There's
that's what's
not a
hard.
very good time to start, but
Yeah.
if this was the last phase of this project, it'd be a little bit different, but there's some point that I feel that we need to start, because the problem that we have is with private utilities ripping up the road or doing any kind of repair on the homeowners.
So, let me ask you this then, along those same lines, how many more phases after this?
That's what I was gonna say, there's only one more.
So there's 7 and 8 will be the last one, so we're
Last
dealing with, and
Did the other phases have it in the road?
inside
All
the
the
right
other
of
ones are
way.
in the road.
So
So
have we
is
set
it,
a precedence now that having them change it now would be, I don't know.
well, it depends on, I guess, what I was, don't know is the other acreage around there. I mean, that's the phases that is inside this acreage, but is there more phases in the surrounding acreage? 'Cause I thought across the
I
street.
would guess that across the street would be a separate subdivision name anyway, because of the public road.
You could,
And so, that's just from my experience, that would be named something else, even if it's the same developers. but,
So the break could be maybe at that point if you,
so if they design something similar on
I'm just
other
trying to get
properties
ahead
they
of it
own,
before it.
then we would have to enforce that a little more. So, that's a deviation from your manual. Is that something that, just so I'm understanding, is that
Well,
something
I
that we, I mean, with your recommendation, we can make that change tonight, correct? We don't have to,
Deviation for
for
the
location,
final of this subdivision, or however you want to
for just Westfield
And
Estates.
that's what I'm saying, it's now on public record that we've had a discussion, we acknowledge that we've gone through phases 1 through 6 with it in the middle of the road. And if we decided to keep it that way for phases 6 and 7, or 7 and 8, then when they move to the other side of the road, it's just something that up front we have to make sure we're watching that, right?
Yeah, we start right from the beginning of it, wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah.
Do you have a problem with that? I mean, to me, it's odd that we would make the decision now and change the last 2 phases of the entire subdivision to be different than the rest.
Agreed.
But
Right.
there's a reason for it.
Yeah, there's a reason
There's
for
a
it.
reason to do it,
That's right.
for repair, for access, for those things.
So what does that change on condition 10 then?
I understand, well, we can work through that
Okay.
in the findings.
Okay.
I just needed some clarification there, so I understood from staff, and I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself on discussion or not, but.
But I mean, the last thing we wanna do as a committee is go back and start second guessing what committees in the past did if they approved the other ones.
Right.
And if this is something that we're unaware of or it slipped through the cracks, I don't think, yeah, so.
That's not going against what was decided before, that's just clarification.
I think it's
Yeah,
Back to get upon the person, it hasn't happened.
right, so,
It
okay,
just carries on, it doesn't show the temp of these, but.
okay, I don't think I have any more questions for you, thank you so much. All right, sorry, I kind of sidetracked here. Do we have any more questions for staff?
Westfield Estates is the next, is it gonna be 8 with the same name?
Yeah, so the,
Okay.
be 8.
All right. Okay, that's it.
And that'll get us to Siphon Road.
Yeah,
8
yeah, to Siphon Road.
Or get them to Siphon Road, I should say.
And so, wouldn't it be just striking 10?
Yes, right now would be.
Yeah.
I think we could just strike 10, or, yeah, I think we would just strike 10, instead of trying to reword that.
But if he's, and then 8, well,
You just know that 8 will have the same exact thing come up, I'm sure.
well, the line hasn't been stubbed into 8 yet though, right?
No, it's the.
It's there too?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we just
Yeah.
let Westfield Estates have
Can you
it
zoom in
and then
on the map
change
there,
from there.
on their subdivision? Yeah, so you, right off Devonshire, those 2 roads stubbed to the west. I think 7 is the one to the south, and then 8 would connect to the one on the north.
Okay.
And so, that's the way I understand it.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's good. So, so I think those 2, whatever they were, Brighton and then whatever the one to the north is, would have all those utilities stubbed to the west already.
Yep, it's already there, already ready to go.
Yeah. So I just wanna make sure, since we're still talking about this, Kyle, if we strike that condition, would Road and Bridge be okay with that for these last 2 phases?
Yeah, the remaining.
Yeah.
On
remaining
this subdivision, and then
Westfield Estates.
anything past these on the other side of the road or anything else they develop in that area, we would go back to the standard utility, private utilities are outside right away.
Yes, that'd be
Road and
correct.
Bridge would be okay with that.
Yes, because I don't feel that the changing of these 2 is justified when we've allowed for the whole rest.
Sure, the other 6.
If this was division 2 of 8, that'd be a little bit different. Okay, perfect. Okay. beaten that enough.
Yeah. Okay, great.
Do anybody signed up for this one? Public testimony?
We do not.
We do not. No? Nobody wants to talk? This is just me. Okay. Anything else you want to add that we haven't already?
I think we're good.
Okay, perfect. All right. Any other discussion, you guys, before we jump into findings? I can handle my findings.
Page are down. Not there yet.
So far. I usually have it written down.
I don't see it in there.
The back side of the staff report, I thought it was there. Nope.
I don't think our findings are in here.
No, no findings. I'm at page 134, that's the last page in the city of Chubbuck, and that goes
And then it goes to the next
number
agenda
6,
item.
yeah.
You have to pull them on the screen for us. Or we make it easy and just say, based on the staff report, we're good.
I don't think the commissioners will buy that.
Oh, feels
I do it, I'll
feels
do
only
that
like
easy.
that, huh?
You can read them from the staff report, though.
Okay.
All right, because there's the 60, right?
Yep.
Yes. There is a design deviation though, so there are additional findings for that portion of it.
Which one is that under? Is that under number 2?
It's under 2, yeah,
Okay.
but I can read those out to you as well.
Okay, so we'll just go through them. Okay, number 1, the proposed tentative plan is in conformance with Bannock County's comprehensive plan, is in conformance with applicable provisions of this ordinance and other county ordinances and Idaho code. And
We can probably just cite goal 1.2 on the balance of urban and rural amenities. We can cite 2.2, I mean, they're all in here, right? But 2.24, 2.25, 3.3 rural atmosphere and variety of housing and commercial development opportunities.
Do you want all of the ones from the staff report?
I think the ones on the staff report would be great. That gives a lot of information.
I think so, yeah.
Even 2.5, that kind of sums it up, continue to ensure that developments, rezones, and land uses align with future land use now. Didn't want to put them all. That's good.
Yeah. Okay. Number 2.
Stuart, really quick.
Yes.
Do you wanna make sure to discuss whether it's in conformance with the ordinance
Oh,
as
yeah.
well?
So that's the comprehensive plan, the ordinance, section 330, it's a residential suburban zone which allows lots less than 5 acres when connecting to city sewer. And these are like, on average, half-acre lots, city water and sewer, so it conforms with that. Section 404G, all lots of more than all lots in subdivisions of more than 4 lots shall access to an interior subdivision road or street. And this, all these will access onto Brighton Lane. Section 402, interior roads must meet highway standards and roadway development procedures for Bannock County. And I think is one of the conditions to restrict access of lot 20 and 21 from, or to right lane only. I think that's a condition. If I remember
On the staff recommendation.
yeah, number 4. Lot
Oh,
20 and 21 are restricted from access off Rio Vista. Yeah. So it meets those 3 sections of county ordinance. Do we need to talk about Idaho code too?
You're good.
Okay. Number 2, the proposed roads and bridges will be designed and constructed according to section 402 of the ordinance. If a design deviation is requested, it shall equal or exceed those standards for its purpose. So they are designed and constructed according to 402, and actually they're a little bit better. I should say better. Sorry, Bob. They're more robust. How about that? Because they meet city of Chubbuck standard, not.
And they meet the county standard.
And they meet the
Well,
county
yeah.
standard.
Well, they do, but they also include some additional features like curb and gutter and stuff that aren't county standard, but they're city standard.
With one exception, right?
With the exception of the right-of-way width from the 60-foot right-of-way that the county requires to the 55 that is a city of Chubbuck standard, but also same that's been done through 1 through 6.
Yes.
What else is there on, do you want me to keep going? And then if there's more on the design deviation side,
Yep,
we
I've got that
Okay.
portion for that.
can.
Do you want me to start reading those for you guys? Or do you want more on that portion?
The only other thing I was gonna say is the section 402C in the county ordinance says subdivisions of 20 or more have to have 2 ingress egress. And this whole development has at least 2, I know, maybe 3, I can't remember. 1 on Siphon, 2 on Rio Vista, right?
But can't we just state instead of all that, just that it's an extension phases 1 through 6?
Yeah.
I've already got it typed, so.
Oh, okay, you're awesome.
Don't make her delete it. Okay, what else do we need to address on the design deviation side?
So
Is that it?
we've got 6 other deviation requirements that have to be met. So number 1 is literal interpretation and enforcement of the regulation would or would not result in a practical difficulty or unnecessary physical hardship inconsistent with the objectives of these standards. Do you want to answer it? Do you want me to read them all?
Strict adherence to the design? Because we're talking about
Yes,
design
this is the
deviation
design
specifically,
deviation
which is
specific.
right away with only.
Correct.
Well, per the ordinance, per Kyle's manual, it says that they can allow city standards or city design inside their ACI or, and that's what we're following.
So it meets
It meets the standard.
so you're not.
So is it a deviation or not? It's not a
No.
deviation then.
Is it not
As long
considered
as
a
we're
deviation?
as long as, Bannock County is approving to go with the city standard. And
Then it's not
and
a
it is
deviation.
in, yeah, it's not.
So much easier. Okay.
I'm trying to cut some stuff off for you.
And this is well within that impact area.
Yes, yes.
So we will say a design deviation was not requested and was not granted. Remove all of those criteria, and then we just have,
Based off of it.
based on construction, road and bridge department may apply the standards of the city at road and bridge's discretion.
Right,
Okay.
yeah, because they, per road and bridge, he's allowed that.
Perfect.
They, sorry, it's not a one-man show over there right now.
Kyle with a capital K, Burmester, said so.
Okay, so we can move on to number 3 then?
See
Yes.
if you come back to the next meeting.
Okay.
Yeah.
The proposed partitioning of land does not prohibit the extension of dedicated streets or roads. And phase 7 is connecting Brighton Lane to Devonshire, which is a dedicated street. Number 4, the proposed partitioning will not conflict with legally established easements or access within or adjacent to the proposed land partition. I think it's very similar to the one above it. It's an extension of a platted road and extension of existing utility, or platted utility easements. Number 5, sorry, correct me if I'm going too fast, or you guys want to help?
You're good, keep going.
I don't want this to look like a one-man show.
If you're saying what we're thinking, then it's not a one-man show.
I don't hear any agreement.
You want me to read the next one for you?
No, I'm good going. Lots and blocks are located and laid out to properly relate to adjoining or nearby lot or parcel lines, utilities, streets, or other existing or planned utilities.
Just say this is phase 7 of
Yeah,
8,
extension
and
of-
matches 1 through 6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
phases 1 through 6.
connecting to an existing subdivision.
That's right. Can we duplicate this when they come back for phase 8?
Oh, did I say facilities and
If the
detention,
staff
or utilities
report
again?
reflects the same information, then yes.
Then yes, it will regardless.
Okay. Number 6, the proposed property is physically suitable for the type and proposed density of development and conforms to existing zone standards. And I think it meets it, we're connecting to existing utilities.
Same thing as the last one, almost copy and paste. It's just an extension of all the previous requirements of phases 1 through 6. This will be a 7.
And it's, the land's flat, so it's suitable for residential and these lot sizes.
That's suitable for this, yep.
So, okay. Perfect. Okay, any other discussion, addition to those findings? Everybody's good? Okay, I think if there's no other, I think we're ready for a motion then.
I can read it. Having reviewed the application, staff report, and all testimony presented tonight as part of the record, and based on the criteria of the subdivision concept plan, and have found that those criteria for approval are satisfied, I move to approve the concept plan for Westfield Estates Division 7 as described in the application and staff report with the following conditions.
We don't want to read them, right?
Yeah, go ahead, I
Yeah.
misplaced my
We're
conditions.
striking number 10, and staying with everything.
That's right.
Number 1, provide written comments regarding the road design from the city of Chubbuck with preliminary plat submittal. In the absence of comment, provide evidence of attempt to contact them at least twice. Number 2, provide location of central mailboxes on the preliminary plat and final plat. Number 3, provide location of school bus stop on the preliminary plat and final plat. Number 4, all subsequent plats shall state Lot 20 and Lot 21, Block 4 are restricted from access off of Rio Vista Road. Number 5, include the proposed stormwater retention methods and measures adequate for controlling post-development stormwater runoff on the preliminary plat. Number 6, all subsequent plats shall state the subdivision is in an area of concern for ethylene dibromide, EVB, groundwater contamination. Number 7, All sidewalks within the right-of-way shall be the HOA's responsibility while located within the county. CC&R shall state so. Number 8, 10-foot public utility easement to be extended within lots 20 and 21 along Rio Vista Road and clearly noted on all subsequent plats. Number 9, plat will reference dedication to the county until annexation to the city occurs.
So I do wanna just clarify number 9, that will reference roadway dedication, and I think we can just change that roadway dedication to the
Okay, so number 9, plat will reference roadway dedication to the county until annexation to the city occurs.
or just to the public.
To the public.
To the public. I would just reword that. Plat will reference roadway dedication to the public.
To the public. Plat will reference roadway dedication to the public until annexation to the city occurs.
That last portion can just come off.
Just go away.
Yep. To the public, period.
Plat will reference roadway dedication to the public.
Yep.
That's it. Thank you.
Just, okay.
That's the motion.
That's the motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Edward Aldrich.
Yes.
Crystal Mattson.
Yes.
Molly Dimmick.
Yes.
Chad Solomate.
Yes.
Stuart Ward.
Yes. Motion carries 5-0. Perfect. Thank you very much.
You guys okay with that?
Take a quick break.
You guys want to take a 5-minute break?
Sure.
Okay.